Okay, let's try this. I hope this setup works. I have this fancy little lapel mic here, and I wanted to do this on my computer this time, just basically because I need to work a little bit, and I'm already here now. I already had my coffee, so yeah. Good morning. So, and also I can check stuff on my phone, and then I can show you if there's something interesting coming up. I don't think that there will be, but you never know. So also this time we have like a requested topic is perfectionism. Because that was, I think, a question from the last live stream or the one before that. And yeah, I don't know. I would be interested in why you are interested in that topic. Because to be honest, I think there's like, if you look at the internet, there is really only one take on not minimalism. Minimalism has nothing to do with perfectionism, other than when you look at the design aspect or the fulfillment aspect of having certain goals, I guess. Yeah, but I don't think it's more linked than any other topic where you want to achieve something. But the interesting thing about the internet is when you look at YouTube in general and videos about perfectionism, it's always don't try to be a perfectionist. Don't try to achieve too much. Don't overachieve, blah, blah, blah. It's always like that. And I think it's kind of boring. Nobody ever acknowledges that perfectionism can be a good thing, like if you don't overdo it. And it's wherever you go, it's always like, oh, perfectionism is toxic, perfectionism is bad. And I mean, I agree to some degree, but I also got to say that when I please can you let me know, by the way, if the sound is okay. Yeah, the sound is never going to be perfect because because basically I don't have that good of a microphone here, but yeah, let's see. Maybe I can turn this up like a little bit. It should be a little bit louder now, but please let me know in the chat if you can understand me better than on my phone, because I think that, well, the phone is really, the level is very low. So anyway, I think there's really only one take on perfectionism usually on the internet, which is perfectionism is evil. And if you try to be perfect, well, then you will be unhappy or something. And I agree to a certain extent, but for a long time, this has also been like a lame excuse for me, because there are things certainly in life, especially in work life, that just have to be perfect. You know, I've worked in a company where we made parts for airplanes. Do you think you can deliver that to your customer, aka the airplane manufacturer, if they are not perfect? Like, who actually thinks that? This is such a wishy-washy claim on the internet of people who are like in the self-help industry and who want to let you know, be whatever you want to be, don't be perfect. Well, don't be perfect until it matters, right? Like, it's just that in your life, if you're like this internet influencer that lives off their husband's wage, or from on their parents' land, or in their tiny home that they could afford because they had a job before, well, sure, it doesn't matter if you're perfect, as in if you have like an Instagrammable home with all nice mason jars, or I guess what perfectionism is to them. But in the real world, being perfect means actually achieving 100% of what is requested of you by your customer or by the people that rely on you, as in your boss wants that you deliver the perfect code. I mean, sure, it's not going to be 100% like sometimes, but it's supposed to do certain things. And if they are not delivered, the customer will come back and say, well, it's supposed to do that. Do it now for free. Okay. So, I mean, this whole perfectionism, you don't need perfectionism. You don't need to actually try to get there. I think it's very naive and single-minded, because it's so in line with this whole idea of a fulfilling life. But a good job is part of a fulfilling life. And at your job, you will need to try to be very good. I mean, if it matters. Like if you have a job where it doesn't matter, cool, nice for you. But in my line of work, it actually matters that you achieve 100%. And I think that is the case in a lot of lines of work. Like if you work with a bomb squad or something, you will try to deliver that that kind of work, otherwise people die. Or if you work in a hospital, yeah, sure, there's never 100%. But that's not what perfectionism is, in my opinion. In my opinion, it's to go for the 100%. Because otherwise, if you go like for the 80% or something, you will end up with 50, right? So yeah, you will sacrifice a part of yourself for that. And if you don't like that, then don't choose that line of work where that is required. That's just, I think, the essence of this. But anyway, when it comes to life, just life in general, like your private life, I believe that just the whole idea of perfectionism is completely misunderstood. As in, people see perfectionism as something that, like I said in the last video, like if you have a tiger mom and they want you to be an achiever and bring home the good grades and always go for an A, like that's probably, I mean, my mother wasn't a tiger mom, but I'm a pretty competitive person, so I was always going for the A. So until I found out that the other students like me better when I have like a D. And then I tried that for a while, but I didn't like it. Oh, let me turn off the mic for a second. So anyway, I think that when it comes to this kind of perfectionism, it's really something where you mix profession or professional goals, as in your job goals, to like have a good life, have a good job. Because of the good job, you will have a good life, because that's just how it is. Money buys you things. Money buys you happiness to a certain extent. To kind of deny that is just a very privileged claim that I disagree with. And so if you are in that kind of mindset and you apply it to everything that you do, that's not good. But that doesn't mean that perfectionism is inherently something evil. And I recommended to you the video from a guy named Truthless, last time. And he really sums it up as in, if you always go for like the perfect thing and that gives you anxiety, you will basically never get it done. Because you're self-sabotaging yourself. Yeah, as in, that you can't get to the 100%, so it's freaking you out and you don't even start. But like, let me give you a few examples from art school. If you make these realistic drawings with pencil and you kind of go for making it as realistic as possible, it's just part of the routine. Okay, everyone comes to class, everyone takes up the pencil, everyone starts. Nobody stops. There's just no point in stopping to draw. You have to draw, you start drawing, you start sketching, and then you do something that is called working out the sketch, like to perfection the sketch. As in, put in as much detail as possible until it's perfect. And when it's perfect, that is the moment where the sketch can get no better. And you kind of got to get a feeling for this as an artist. You just have to find out where that spot is. I mean, I know today everybody is an artist and everybody is like sketching something, and yeah, you just stop where you can, like it doesn't matter. And then your mediocre sketch is your personal style. I know, but back in the day when I was in art school, we learned to do the whole thing, until it gets difficult and past that. So that is my approach to everything. I want to make a good sketch. Like, perfect, what is that? Like, there are hundreds and thousands and millions of artists out there and people who know how to sketch who will do it better than me. But the level of perfect is just my 100%, as close as I can get to that. And there's absolutely nothing bad in that unless you obsess over one sketch for 2 weeks. Okay, yeah, you should get it done in one day. But you know what I mean? And I think that a lot of people don't get that. A lot of people think it's just about overachieving, it's just about worrying and stuff like that. But it's really not. And that is where I draw the line, pun intended, of like toxic perfectionism and good perfectionism. And I call them both perfectionism because it's just this word, it's just this word where you have the word perfect, yeah, the word perfect, meaning it can't get better than it's perfect. And I have a little bit of resent for that term as well. I mean, I don't think it's entirely positive because, yeah, I don't know. What if something is not perfect? Like, is it then less good? For instance, I remember when I had my baby, a friend of mine said, "Oh, well, she's just perfect." Or isn't she just perfect? And I was like, yeah. And I remember that I thought, like, no, she's just as imperfect as any other human. Like, she might have a little spot here and a little spot there, and she might not be a tall person. So, like, everything that I would want for myself, like, she might not get that, but she's still perfect, right? So I thought about this and I thought, like, what does it mean? Like, to me, my kid is perfect. Like, I don't want her to be different. But that doesn't mean that I don't want her to be better and to improve every day. So, for instance, right now, I'm teaching my kid how to read. Like, she's 3 years old, and I think it's time that she learns how to read. And she does very well at this, as in she understands the words. And we started teaching like the whole alphabet, as in the big and the small letters. And in the German language, big and small letters are like a huge deal. Every word starts with a big with a big letter if it's a noun, for instance, or a name. And I thought, like, a lot of mothers, for instance, they teach their kids just the capital letters. And I was like, no, why not just learn it right from the start, right? And the interesting thing about that is that so many other parents were giving me crap about this, as in, oh, why did you teach your kid? She's only 3. Like, she's supposed to be a kid and have time to be a kid and to develop and whatnot. And I was like, well, it's like 5 to 10 minutes a day that we spend learning how to read, and then it's another 5 minutes on the guitar. Like, how is that keeping her from being a happy kid? Like, are you nuts? Like, literally, what kind of a dumb comment is that? As in, I'm not taking something away, I'm giving something. And this comes from perfectionism. Because I remember I was pretty good at reading, but my mom was always holding back, as in, she was always like, oh, I don't want to teach you too much because then in school you know too much and you will annoy the teachers. Who cares? Who cares? I want my kid to be good at this. I want my kid to know this before we move to actual Sweden, and she doesn't know the language, so she knows at least how to read. Like, it's my decision. Anyway, it comes of course from some sort of perfectionism, because I want everything for my kid, because I love my kid. So I want everything for her. I want the most knowledge that she can have, the most awesome experiences, the best time with us, all that things. So let me read a little bit on your comments. Just joined, didn't even know there were ads on live streams. Oh yeah, sorry. I hope those aren't too annoying. I always try to deactivate the ads as in the beginning of the live stream. I hope they don't interrupt anything. But I don't know how to turn that off, like in the whole menu here. I can't really. Yeah, I think if I touch anything, my computer will crash. Let's not do that. Yeah, now he tells me to stop a script. No, I'm not touching this one. I just activated it because someone let me know they wanted to maybe give like a super chat, and I wasn't sure if the super chat is activated if you don't have monetization activated. So as a creator, you actually get this monetization thing, and it doesn't ask you like just ads or just monetization. So I wasn't really sure. But yeah, sorry if they were too annoying. I usually try to make all ads of my videos skippable, because I think like 5 seconds you can do, but if they go like 30 seconds, it's just like a giant pain in the ass. So let's read what you write. I always like to remind myself that we're on a tiny, sorry, it's so small. Impermanent planet in a vast universe, and we don't even really understand the nature of reality. Oh yeah, that's such a cosmologic approach. Actually, if you go to a cosmology lecture, and then you will be so humbled about how tiny you actually are as a human, and how lucky you are to even survive the sun being in this universe, like with all the radiation that just comes from the sun to our planet. And just like I think I walked out of cosmology and I was just grateful for living under an atmosphere. Like what else do I want? Like, we have an atmosphere. Awesome. So 1 second. Come on. Okay, there we go. Oh, this is so much better than with the phone, where you all gotta see me sit out my cold. Happiness, safety, and health are the only things worth pursuing. Like, yeah, but I don't think it's human nature, you know? Like, human nature is always to try to be better than someone else. But it's the question of what you compare yourself to. For instance, if I take like yoga, I know that I will never be able to do certain asanas, but I can be my best self, right? So I will try to do that. And it's in a way competitive, but it's also kind of wholesome, if you know what I mean. So then another commenter is writing, okay, you're talking to each other. Let's just see what you're saying. Yeah, okay. So anyway, let's get back on the topic. So my take on perfectionism personally, maybe, like if that is something you are interested in. So for instance, I have always been like a very, very straightforward perfectionist, as in when I'm in a class, I usually try to be the best. Doesn't matter what class, but like university, English, whatever I do, it's just like I feel like I have to be the best. And that probably comes from the fact that I was always pretty good in school, to like until I hit puberty and I was like a little stupid rebel. And I kind of know that my kid probably has it in her too, you know? Like, I mean, she's clever. She learns how to read. She's 3. So I think she's clever. But I want her to not have the same shitty experience that I did, as in coming from perfectionism and going down to be like a stupid teenager and not making it your own, you know? Because if you look at it that way, if perfectionism is something that comes from the outside, that like your parents kind of superimpose on you, and they kind of push you to be like the best student, but not like because you like the subject and you like school and you want to be good, but because they want you to be good and successful. Like, why do they want that? I think a lot of parents come from a point of anxiety, like especially immigrant parents. They come from a point of anxiety, and I have a lot of immigrant students actually, so I know what that is like. They just want the children to be successful in a new country and just to get along and make a life for themselves. And that is where this whole tiger mom thing is coming from, you know? Like, parents just want the best for their kids, but what it becomes is like this competitive thing. And it's not competitive with yourself anymore or trying to be your best self. It's competitive with everyone else. And that's also a reason why I think the German school system, or the university system, the school system sucks, but the university system is great. Like, you can access any university if you like just have the highest, not GPA. We have like high school degrees, and those are completely sufficient. So if you have a good high school degree, you can basically study whatever. Yeah, you don't have to do anything. And even if you don't have a high school degree, you can do an apprenticeship and get a high school degree while doing it, and then access university. And you can even, like, for instance, I studied physics, and you don't even have to have a certain grade to access that. Like, I mean, yeah, a B, but I mean, who doesn't get a B? Like, you have to be really lazy to not get a B. So let me just blow my nose real quick. Holy shit, my nose hurts. So let's read what you guys think. Healthy compulsive. Oh, that sounds interesting as a book title. Yeah, that sounds like a really interesting book. I'm currently reading a book that is called Emotions Aren't a Disease, but it's only available in German. But just the title, I mean, how much strength does that transport? It's about resilience, and it's basically about the fact that dealing with your emotions is a healthy thing, having emotions is a healthy thing, and not all emotions are pathologic. We all have pathologic tendencies, as in, when we feel anxious for like 2 weeks, it starts feeling kind of sick. When we feel depressed for more than 1 week, we start noticing. But essentially, all of this is normal. Like, it's normal, for instance, to be depressed after a breakup or someone died. You don't take pills because of that. And I think it's so important, like in our society where everything is like treated with a pill instead of with human connections, trying to get your life together and behavioral changes. It's so important to make people aware of that. So I think wanting your children to be secure is an evolutionary trait. I agree. Like a lot of evolutionary traits, it often comes with a lot of anxiety, unfortunately. Yeah, and by the way, if you have if you look at the mothers of unborn children, you examine them, and if they experience like more anxiety, the kids are more prone to a lot of mental illnesses. As in, for instance, there was a study, and they looked at women before and after 9/11 with Arabic names like Fatima or something, Arabic sounding names, like to the average person. I think like, that doesn't sound like a classic American name. And they interviewed them, and I don't know what measurements they did, but they found that with these women, this is like a long-term study, they found that before and after 9/11, they had like a shift in the occurrence of mental illnesses in those kids later, because like the mothers experience anxiety, and probably because of being harassed. And they also I also think that's the case with the Cove and a lot of Asian people, because it was called like the Asian disease and something like that, and all that racist bullshit. It just really gets to people. And I mean, can you imagine that even the children of these women may suffer from more schizophrenia because of that? Like, I mean, sure, there might be some bias, and the correlation might be different from what we think it is, but there is a correlation. So we got to question where it comes from. Kindle has a translate feature. I recommend it to everyone. Okay, interesting. I don't have a Kindle. I don't want anything to do with Amazon, but other than my affiliate links. But I don't have, I'm not currently an affiliate. So yeah, maybe in the future. It's so true. Emotions are healthy and you need to feel them. And that book, it explains the emotional neglect and suppression from parents fucks children's mental health. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Boy, so many viewers. I am completely overwhelmed with that. And I'm also sorry for the bad light, but it's like super dark in here. Actually, I think a thunderstorm is coming up. So yeah, but at least I'm not in Great Britain where that would affect my Wi-Fi, you know, because it's like wires from their homes. Like in Germany, everything is underground, which is like a good thing. No, I don't know. I don't know her. Oh yes, I know. Yeah, you can use the Kindle app. Okay, yeah. I just didn't like the idea of when they were withdrawing books. You know, as in I remember that once there was a scandal when a lot of books were like withdrawn from the Kindle, and people were like, "What the heck? We paid for these books or something." I don't know. But anyway, I wanted to talk about something. What was it? Can you remind me? Do you remember what I was talking about? Not just feelings, but about this whole perfectionism approach, as in with parents and how they kind of deal with their kids' goals and everything. Maybe turn on the light here. Is that better or does that suck? Like, what you think? Is that better or is it too weird with like the twilight here? Let me put it there. Yeah, let me know if you like this one better. Not such a nice light, but anyway, it's better without. Okay, I agree. It looks more natural without. So also I'm super glossy from all the sunscreen. Not so fortunate. Yeah, they can remove the books whenever they like to, right? From the Kindle. Oh, so like forensic psychologist. Okay, interesting. I will copy paste the name maybe. Let's just put that in here. I always have like a text file open so I can copy everything in a text file. Yeah, so but let's go back to the topic. Forensics is actually something I'm also interested in. I have heard like a bunch of forensic talks on computer conventions, and yeah, I constantly get ads like from like police and military recruiters and that kind of thing. Probably because of my Google searches. I don't know. And the police, they don't pay enough. Like the industry pays better, and as long as that is the case, they will have to do with some nerds that really don't know their languages, like programming languages. How you start your morning routine. I got a video about my morning routine. Check that out. It's pretty accurate. What I cook, like I'm a vegetarian, so I usually just cook vegetarian food, and I like Mediterranean food a lot, as in a lot of tomatoes and yeah. I mean, most of the stuff we try to get without plastic. So we have a shop here where you can get feta cheese and mozzarella cheese, that kind of thing. And what else? Yeah, I mean, I like olives a lot, I guess. I like an olive olive cream, like olive, what's it called, mousse, is delicious. You should try it. And we always eat a salad in the evening. Like I usually make a salad and make a dressing, just like mustard, honey, something like that. That's my favorite. And what else? Noodles, a lot of noodles, rice. We cook a lot of dishes with rice. Yeah, that basically. And oatmeal. Like my kid is crazy for oatmeal. Sweden's going to be a blast again this year. Like she likes oatmeal so much, and you can get a lot of oatmeal in Sweden. Boy, it's getting darker by the minute, really. So yeah, anyway, back to the topic, maybe like so I was talking about when I'm teaching my kid how to read, and the thing with that is that I'm essentially just, it's like you're filling up an empty vessel and you can fill it up with anything. But there are different vessels for everything, like emotional stuff, knowledge, things they like to do for themselves. And it's always that you're just serving your kid with new ideas and give them new content for their little vessels that they want to fill up. So kids at that age, they're like a sponge. They take up everything you show them. And for instance, something that's also really important to me is that I ask my kid questions, so she has to think for herself. Or when I look at pictures, I ask her, like, what do you see in the picture? And sometimes there are books, like in the books, there's a question like, what is this kid doing? Or where is, I don't know, Kathy or something like, and then she points to the picture and says she's there, and like, but where is she? Behind the tree, like, and that way you can nurture kids' abilities to articulate like great sentences, not just give you single words, and not just point to stuff, and really use their frontal cortex here. But yeah, maybe not that. Like, where is the language center located? Like, I forgot most about brain anatomy, what I learned in school, like nursing school, but it's here somewhere in your brain, so doesn't matter. But then there's also this thing that I don't want to make everything like a teaching moment. And I hate it, honestly, when parents do that, when parents be like, yeah, let's just teach my kid everything, something wherever I go. And I'm more like, well, let's just maybe smell the roses like a little bit and enjoy the time that you have together, and not obsess about, to learn something all the time. Okay, yeah, take care. See you. Live stream will probably be saved later, so you can watch it later if you want to. How about late dessert? I don't eat sugar, or I try to avoid sugar. I use xylitol only and erythritol. So, and in the evening, I only eat the salad. Like, really, the salad is really filling, and my husband makes sourdough bread. So, yeah, I just usually eat the sourdough bread with the salad, and then dip up the salad with the bread. Or maybe sometimes we make bread with garlic, like just you press the garlic with the garlic press, and then add a bit of olive oil and butter, and just stir it all up and put it on the bread and put it in the oven. Or in like a cast iron pan. You can also fry your bread in a cast iron pan. That's really nice. So what else? Oh, you're at 6 a.m. at your place? Oh, poor dude. Like, go to sleep. How you know the boundary between deep focus and obsession? Oh, that's a good one. I don't know if I can speak to that because I'm not the most neurotypical person, but I believe that obsession starts when you kind of were using like an extensive amount of RAM. I think now we're good again. Just check out the other ones. Yeah, it's probably super slow right now. I'm really sorry. Okay. Difference between obsession and kind of being very focused on a topic. So I will explain something to you that I know from studying physics. I remember that I really often, I just was dreaming about the equations that I had to solve. And it didn't happen that rarely that I also solved differential equations in my sleep. So yeah, that happened. And I have talked about this with a lot of friends who also study physics, and they said they experience the same thing. Like, it's normal to them to have dreams about what you are doing all the time, and also being fearful about it. And yeah, just I think that is really normal, and nothing to worry about, like, in itself. But for instance, if you start procrastinating, or if you start freaking out about like minor things tip you off and you get really angry or really anxious, that's like a warning sign that you should not neglect, I guess. So yeah. Yeah, I had some issues with my computer. I think it was just either overheating or having a lot of RAM being occupied by other applications. So I closed the applications and now it should be fine. You know, I had the weird idea of doing a live stream where I draw something. Like, I wanted to draw like my first apartment or some of my older apartments maybe. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff, just, let me know. How much water do you drink in a day? Like, I don't count. Just like, I have this glass. And I'm a very thirsty person. I drink a lot of water. So I don't know, probably like 2 liters, I guess. But I don't like monitoring that. Yeah, and so back to the topic. So when you start dreaming about something, it's a signal that it's like really important. And I think that's okay, as in, if you learn a new language or something, you start dreaming in that language, or there are so many things, and it's like, if you feel good about it, if it's not stressing you out, and you wake up from this like completely drenched and you feel like crap and you can't go to sleep again, like, I think when you're starting having trouble sleeping, you should really pay attention. So, and I mean, obsession is always something pathological, especially when it's with people. And yeah, I don't know, like, that would be, obsession comes with a lot of fantasizing and thoughts circling around this one topic. So you can see that, like, if you're manic, if you're depressed, if you are like a dependent person or something, starting being in a toxic dependent relationship or something, you can see that sort of behavior. And it's most of the time it's pretty clear that it's not good. And I also think that the people who have this issue, they know, deep down they know, but they just deny it. Like, that is like the issue with all, like, let's not say super pathological tendencies, but tendencies that you can experience and that might have like the capacity of the potential of turning into something pathologic. You see that a lot, so you just have to be aware of that. But anyway, how long do we stream? Okay, 40 minutes. Okay, that's okay. Like, I think like the ideal live stream time is like 1 hour, 15 minutes, because after that, like, it just starts to stink. But anyway, if you have any other suggestions, let me know. It's okay to dream that your organizing shapes and forms are in the exact perfect positions. Like, I don't know, does it give you good vibes or bad vibes? Like, if you dream that and you feel like, oh, it feels so good, yeah, I guess. It's an interesting topic, how to stop perfectionism from ruining relationships. Oh, I have actually a very good tip to this one. Like, it's an experiment that you can do with your own brain, and everybody can do it. Trust me, everybody can do it, and it works 100% of the time. Like, I rarely ever say that, but it does work if you do it right. So, and if you have friends, like if you don't have friends, or you are a shitty person inherently and you have like no good friendships, then yeah, then I can't help you. But if you have like one good friend, you basically need to compare that relationship to your romantic relationship. As in, often we apply much harder, much harsher standards to the people that we love. I mean, I don't really like the word love. I think it's like a Hollywood thing to say. But the people that we choose to live with and that we worship and like most, so our family, and we apply different rules to them. We have this double standard of being super harsh and critical about ourselves and them, and we all almost apply like the same rules that we apply to ourselves to them, maybe even harsher, and that's not good. But we usually do not apply those to our friends. Like, if you are in the friend zone, you will have slack. But if you come to be like in a romantic relationship with someone, this slack will be taken away, you know. And just try to create awareness of that awareness by comparing what you do differently in the same situation with your good friend as compared to your significant other. For instance, like if a friend enters your apartment and they would like throw their jacket on the floor, you would probably not say, come on, pick that up. Like, I've seen that one too many. Like, pick it up or I'm going to be mad. You're going to say, hey, should I get you something for your jacket? Or, yeah, I'm just going to take that and put it somewhere. And that would make your friend probably feel bad about having dropped the jacket like in a place where it doesn't belong. But when you pull the same crap with your spouse, when you go like, hey, put away your stupid jacket, like, because you've said it like 1,000 times, what happens is that they reject responding in a polite way. They reject that. And it's the same with apologies, you know. Everyone knows that they did something wrong, usually, unless they are like a psychopath. They know they did something wrong and they don't really feel superior to the others, but they don't want to back down from it and they don't want to be like kind of found out. So if you tell someone you should apologize, what that does is that they feel really, really bad about apologizing and it will not come from the heart. So, I mean, you need to have like really good communication skills if you want someone to apologize and you want to tell them that directly. Like my husband and I, we have that. We can say that to each other, and I say like, dude, you fucked up. You apologize now or I'll be mad. And or like when I say something stupid and he says like, I know that you're lying. And I like, yeah, I am. Like, I will just admit that. Also, I don't really think that there's a point in lying most of the time. But so anyway, but just sometimes if you want to not tell them that you did something stupid, like didn't pay a bill or something, you know, forgot about something important, like some stupid daycare event or something, some parent stuff, like you just don't want them to know, like that kind of thing. So anyway, so what was I talking about? How you not ruin your relationship with perfectionism. So yeah, perfectionism basically means that you apply high standards to your significant other and expect them to behave like in a certain way, especially like in a mature way, and you kind of urge them to apologize, to be more mature, to be more reliable and that kind of thing. But if you do, like, you basically achieve the opposite. So, and there are a lot of passive aggressive moves that you can make, and you will essentially get it your way. And also, it does work if you like totally blow up on somebody over something, and then they do this one something differently in the future, but you have achieved nothing in the generalized topic. As in, if you generalize it to like, you blew up over your spouse having socks lying around everywhere, you blew up over the socks. What happens is they put away the socks, but they don't put away the t-shirts that they leave on the floor. So it's just like the brain will not apply this to the bigger picture, but that is what you want essentially. So what you would do would be something like you would wait for the right moment. This is all from psychology books that I read, so it's not something wishy-washy I came up with. But I think this is Watzlawick, but I'm not sure. Like, I've read so many books on this, so I don't really know. But you would essentially try to find the right moment, preferably not late evening when you're all tired. Like, having a discussion is never good in the evening, but at some point where the other person that you want to criticize is relaxed, and you would start with something positive. As in, you would not start, remember the time last week when I was super tired and I had to pick up all your laundry and socks and everything was lying around in the apartment everywhere. I was so annoyed. You wouldn't start with that. You would say like, maybe, oh, thank you for doing the dirty towels the other day. That was really great. And then you would go with like, but you know what? I'm really not happy about the socks and stuff lying around. Like, that really sucked for me that day. I was so tired that day. And you would want to trigger empathy and understanding, because that's essentially what you need to solve a problem. They need to put themselves in your shoes, but without you telling them to do that. And they need to see for themselves that what they did was like a shitty move. If you tell them you did something shitty, you have to tell them what you feel, not what you feel they did, or not judge what they did, as in saying what you did was wrong. Like, they know that, but they did probably have a reason for having their socks all over the place. Maybe they were in a hurry. So in their opinion, they had a good reason, and you would have to bring out your side of the event so that your significant other gets that their reason is kind of crap. So, okay, let's read up on the comments. My best friend is a high IQ genius and also schizotypical, and I actually apply that to other people, so it's pretty fucked up. I don't really get the reference, but what do you apply to whom? Like, if you do that, it would not help or something. Like, I was just saying, like, usually people treat their friends better than they treat their own husbands or wives. And if you try to be a little bit more friendly, and there is this, it's called the friend layer, or the friend meta layer of a relationship. Every relationship has this friend aspect, and it needs to be brought out to have a good relationship. Because if you are not good in the friend area of a relationship, you will be jealous, and that is toxic. Like, jealousy is only cute to a certain extent. What it really is the most toxic emotion. And like, being jealous in a relationship is not like being appreciative, or being like, oh wow, this is cool that you got that, I want to do that too. Jealousy in a relationship is always something like, I don't want that you have that, I want to have that myself, and I don't like that you have it and I don't. And that is always toxic. Like, just like 99%, this is a toxic emotion. Do you have any tips on how to not abandon people because of perfectionism and becoming alone? Like, of your perfectionism or theirs? Like, your own perfectionism, just like, if you need perfectionism in your life right now, trust me, eventually you will grow out of that. It's normal to be more perfectionist in your 20s or earlier than it is in your 30s, because when life happens, you will basically learn that not everything goes your way, even if you put in all the work, and you will fail more. And by basically failing more, you will be more acceptant of being a failure, a little cute failure. So apply those standards to people. I'm extremely sapiophilical. Holy crap, that's an intellectual way to put it. Do you have any? Okay, so maybe you need to explain that to me more, because I don't really get it. Maybe it's a language barrier, I don't know, but I don't really get what the problem is. So like, if you are too perfectionist to keep up friendships, and that is kind of your problem, if that is what you're saying, and you, like, you value that aspect of your personality, obviously. Like, otherwise you wouldn't pursue it. So in order to kind of stay a perfectionist and be less perfectionist and isn't in your relationships, I mean, you just have to try to shift to the other person's perspective. Like, what good does it do, really? Like, if your perfectionism is a waste of time and it's just a trait and something you constantly do because you don't know better, then it's not serving anybody, not yourself and not your friends. Even new friends. Try being perfect and also expect that from other people, and it's so rare to find someone, even new friends. So, like, having high standards for other people or something. Yeah, but I think that's kind of normal, you know, especially if you had like a few good relationships, you don't accept anything beneath that ever again after. Like, there will always be this one relationship is better than everything else, and you want all others after that to be like that. I just felt like I was slapped through the screen. I'm sorry. I didn't intend that, but yeah, maybe it can be productive, you know, I don't know. But I think I know what you mean. Like, being perfect in relationships. Look, there's this thing, like, people, when they go for this, like, being like a power couple and being good together, they are working on the looks of it, but not really on themselves. And you yourself, you will always be imperfect. You will never be perfect. No human is perfect. It's impossible to do that. Even computers are not perfect because they're made by humans. And so, I mean, for instance, let me give you an example. For instance, I really like to have this Instagram aesthetic in my life. And I know that is in a way superficial, but in another way it is not. Like, look at my room. I just love my room. I love being in this room. I love this little shelf. My husband put it up for me, like in the back. It's just like where all my go to bed ditties are in. And I just like it so much to have that there. I like this closet. I like all the minimalist stuff in here. It's just a cute room to be in. And, you know, it is, in a way, it's not perfect because, for instance, here is my couch. Like on this side is my couch. And thanks to the Cove, I now have toys in my room. I also have like a giant dollhouse over there, which you can't see, which is the reason why I haven't done like a room tour yet, because like all the toys in here is just messy. So in this way, my perfectionism is keeping me from doing just like a casual little room tour video, because I want this video to be nice and sweet. So on the other hand, I have experienced with YouTube that it's better to be perfect here. It's just better. Like if you make the more awesome content and the more cinematic and nice and good shot videos, you will have more views, you will get more revenue, more new people will find your channel and like your channel. And that's a good thing, because, you know, if you want to promote like a good cause or something, or you just want to help people, you want to reach more people, right? So, but with a relationship, what do you want to be perfect? Like it's not a thing that goes to the outside, like it goes to the inside. So let's compare that to the room. I can make my room pretty for other people. Like I can take a pretty picture of some angle and it looks good, but does it look good on the inside? Like I have this closet and I decluttered a bunch of stuff from this closet recently. And I was like, hey, boy, I'm such a hypocrite. Like I should have way less. But on the inside, I'm like, no, I'm just perfect with the amount of stuff that I have. Like, I have one closet and everything I own is in that closet. Like, that is cool. Like, for me, that is a huge deal and I like it that way. And I don't need to be even better than that. So with a relationship, you got to live up to your own standards for yourself, not for other people. And it doesn't matter how you look on the outside. It only matters like who you are to that other person and who you are to yourself. And the most important thing in the relationship is to be authentic. Like, and authenticity means that what you say aligns with what you feel and think. Okay? I think a lot of people don't know that. Like, a lot of people actually do not know the definition of authenticity, but in a psychological context, that is what it means. It means that you are saying what you're feeling and thinking, and you're doing it in a non-violent way. Like just read up on non-violent communication. That is an interesting thing. And integrated brain theory, like as in how to connect your logical approaches, problem solving mechanisms with tuning in with emotions, with yourself and with others, and that kind of thing. So I mean, I don't know if there's another book on it, but the book that my go-to book is the Whole Brain Child, and it's about parenting, but it really also helps people who are not parents to deal with their personal issues of brain development in their childhood and conflict solutions and stuff like that. So maybe look into the authors, maybe they wrote something else. But I will check on the comments now. Wood is such an aesthetic material, right? Yeah, I love wood too. But also, you know what? It is a nice thing that when you're kind of about to hit your 40s, or you feel like you have worked a lot in your life, to just buy yourself something nice. And at some point I said to my husband, you know what? I want to have a pretty apartment. We deserve to live in a pretty apartment. I don't want a fancy car. I don't want to live in a certain district of this town. I don't want something like some pretentious stuff. Like, no, but I want to have it pretty. Like, and everything in here is pretty cheap. Like, I paid for basically nothing. My bed, like the bed frame, or like the bed slatted frame, is like $30. Closet, inherited. This little clothes rack, it cost me $7. Like the basket here, also $7. The stool, $5, and the couch is $70, and the bookshelf I made myself, it was $30. So I'm not like an expensive hipster, like I'm a cheap hipster. What do you think about the acceptance of toxic obsession about your work or culture, such as perfect morning routines? Oh yeah, like that girl or something, like the that girl hashtag and stuff like that. I think it's immature, essentially. I mean, it's nice to film a perfect morning routine to inspire people, as in like, oh, I want that too. Because essentially it should not be about like toxic jealousy, as I said. It should be about to be thriving and to try to improve and just like find other people inspiring. For instance, let me give you an example. I'm a hiker. So currently I have a broken pinky toe, so I can't really hike. It will hopefully heal until like next week or something. Yeah, my mother is she's a surgeon, and she said like, don't worry about it, it'll be fine. In 4 weeks I broke my pinky toe as well, like on some stupid door. And I was like, really? Because I thought it would be 8 weeks, like, but it's not a full fracture. So what you think? Like, it's more like 6 weeks or 8 weeks, and how long will it hurt? And she was like, well, it won't hurt that long, so don't worry. So I'm good, yeah. But so shit, I wanted to give you like a really cool metaphor. Now I forgot what I was saying. Damn pinky toe. Let me read up. Perfect morning routines. Oh yeah, hiking. Okay, so inspiration. So when I'm hiking, I look a lot of gear reviews and videos like that. And I also like to film my own vlogs. And I take inspiration from people like Darwin on the Trail, is a YouTuber. Or I also like another YouTuber. His name is Kyle Hates Hiking, Kyle O'Grady. If I ever get the chance, this would be the person I want in my podcast because he's just such a cool dude. Anyway, this one, they are through hikers. They do long distance hikes. I don't. I will never have the opportunity to do that like until like my kid is big, because I will not have the opportunity to go away for months. So the longest that we do is like 100 kilometers, maybe 500 kilometers hike. That would be several weeks already. But, I can't do 1,000 kilometers hike or 3,000 kilometers hike like through Northern America, like North America. Yeah, I can't do that. And the thing is, I really want to I still watch these videos because they are inspiring to me and I can still learn from them. But if I was like a perfectionist, I would try to be better than these people. And that is where this jealousy aspect comes in. Like, jealous perfectionists will always be like, they see someone else and they don't find it inspiring or motivating. They find it challenging and they want to be that person. Like, for instance, I'm thinking about this, like fans. There are fans and they are fans of a person, but they don't like admire this person. They want to be that person. And to a certain extent, this is cool and will get you started. But when you get to the point where you're really jealous and you kind of know that you can't achieve it, but you still try, that's toxic. So, hey, Xenia, hi. Finally catching the live stream. Yeah, I mean, it's a rare thing. Like, I will stop these live streams soon because then when we are in Sweden, I will not have the opportunity to make a live stream. It's just the internet is not that fast there. A couch could go from Brazilian, what is it, lira? Lira? I don't know, what's your, what's the money called in your, what's your currency? 500 to 5,000, and the minimum wage is about 1,100. Okay, so I guess the minimum wage is about like 1,000. Like, let me look that up. Hopefully the internet doesn't crash because of this. Brazilian real. 1 euro is 6 real. Why is it an L in the end? Real. Okay. So like 1,100 is your minimum wage. Holy shit, that's not even 200 euros. You can't even rent a single room from that money here. Like the minimum wage in my country would be 2,700 Brazilian real. So royal. Okay. Yeah, but the couch is secondhand. I got it from some like a bunch of students living like in a student apartment, like roommates, and they had it, and it smelled like smoke, like a lot. It still smells a little bit like smoke. I actually put some Febreze on it, like the hygienic Febreze. It worked really well, like, and I drenched it in that totally. Yeah, baking soda, nope, didn't cut it, but yeah, I did that, and I aired it for a long. What the fuck? Someone's calling me. I'm gonna shut this down. Like, shut the fuck up. Yeah. Okay, so someone calling on the other line. Go fuck off. Like, I don't take calls now. So hiking is like 20 kilometers. Yeah, but that's a long distance, like on a day, you know. That's a good reason. Try to go to Europe. Yeah, but you know, like an apartment here is like more than 1,000 euros rent. Like in Munich, 3 rooms, 1,500. You know, like 1,200 is cheap. And below 1,000, yeah, you will have to ride the train long. The longest walk I've been is 65 kilometers from the city of mine. Wow, that is a distance I would use a bike for. Like in one day. That is huge. That's why I moved to Europe. Life quality so much better than my home country in Russia. Yeah. But Russia is so many friendly people live there. Like they are so they're so nice with their guests, like their hospitality. I really appreciate that. I think we really have like a big lack in hospitality in Germany, as in that is something Germans are just not good at. It's like, for instance, if I think of like my students that I had like as a tutor at some point in my life, and I had a lot of Turkish students. So I went there, and the first thing they do, they serve you with some lovely baklava, make you a tea, bring you all sorts of stuff, and they're totally nice. With the German family, it's always like, yeah, serve yourself, like, and if they even do that, they don't even offer you like a glass of water. You basically have to bring everything yourself. And this, like, German hospitality basically doesn't exist. But by the way, if a German says to you like serve yourself, just do it. Like really, just take anything out of the closet and just do it. I don't know. And then the worst thing that I also don't get in a lot of German households is like when you go to the bathroom, a lot of people don't have guest towels, and I always wonder, it's like, is that your ass towel? And usually I just like flap my hands and then I do this, because I just don't want to use someone else's towel. What? Xenia, YouTube flagged your message. It says like, the message says, haha, Mother Russia aborted me. And because you used the word aborted, they flagged the comment. They wanted to hide it. What? Another moderator just handled this? I have a moderator? Like, who's my moderator? What the fuck? Has my channel been hacked? Like, I'm not aware that I have like a moderator. It's probably a glitch in YouTube. I don't have any moderators. Okay, I think you guys seem to have fun in the comments. That's cool. I'm not going to read all of them. If you want me to read the comments, you gotta put in some emojis so I know, or like a question mark emoji so I know it's an actual question, because at this point it's just too many comments. But I'm glad about that. That's a good thing. Like, my coffee is almost gone. Like, I did it. I tend to not finish my coffee, and then I put it like in a jar and put it in the fridge for my husband to actually eat that, drink that. In some languages, there is not a word for drinking and eating, like it's the same word. Persian, for instance. Yeah, YouTube is such a prude. Like, everything has to be family friendly and basically okay for 12-year-olds. Like, and I'm like, I don't make content for 12-year-olds. Like, screw that. I don't even want to make that kind of content. I want to make adult content. Like, the adults are the people who buy the stuff anyway. Like, I don't know. I don't get it. I also don't get it what it's like the problem with swearing. Like, it should be normalized, in my opinion. I never teach my kid to not swear. It's like, and we have a bilingual daycare facility, so it's really like for a long time she liked to say fuck, and she just like I wanted to I gave her some other word. I don't remember what I said, like, but like I said, like, say, please just say screw that. Or I don't know, something else. Heck, yeah, what the heck? And she wanted to say what the fuck all the time. It's just because I usually say that when something goes south, and then she adopted that, and I said, like, no, for little girls, it's what the heck. Like, you say what the heck. Only mommies are allowed to say what the fuck. And she accepted that, like, just as a rule. Like, how awesome is that? I just told my kid, like, this is a rule, you can't do that. And then the next time she said what the fuck, she said, like, I meant heck. It was really hilarious. Sick kids content is painfully dumb. We have a lot of German YouTubers as well that kind of trick kids into like playing stupid giveaway games, and they never make the giveaway or something. And yeah, it's just really, really stupid. I just wonder if this works. You know what, guys? I think I've had the wrong microphone all along. Like, I think I put in my microphone and it doesn't work. Yeah. Shit. This really sucks. Now I have to do another live stream with like the good microphone. No. No, 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 no. Man, I wanted to have one with good sound. That's why I did this from my computer. Fuck this shit. There was a sound? Oh, thank God. Okay. But is it louder here? Or here? I know it's super late for a sound check, but I just have to know now. Okay. Yeah, but you know, like the noise from my computer, it should be intense. So that is why I took this, because every time my computer has to use a lot of graphics, I think it's like a graphic RAM. it just starts being loud. But I have a good computer. It's a ThinkPad. Like, ThinkPads are just the best computers in the world. I never want another one. Shit, it is louder that way. Okay. Well, I'm gonna try and use the other mic the next time. Like, just what the fuck? I have like the use a microphone. It's all allowed, but I'm not sure. Like, maybe I can edit it, but I'm not sure it's gonna work. But just let's try it, because you guys can really help me with that one. No. Nope. I can just edit the thumbnail or something. I can't edit the microphone. Crap. Maybe if I plug it out and in. Okay, has the sound changed in any way? Yeah, it should. But it should be this mic. I don't know. Anyway, so awesome to see an aesthetic YouTuber be like, what the fuck? I appreciate that you see me as an aesthetic YouTuber, because I'm trying to be that. I think people don't get it, actually. Like, a lot of people are really like, well, why are you not more like Ashlyn Eaton? But I can't. I tried and I can't. Yeah, no perfectionism. Exactly. Yeah. But the thing is, that's the thing is that is what authenticity is. I would be lying if I were like, oh, nicey nice girl. Like, I can't do it. I have to make fun of people, of things, of stereotypes. I just have to do it. It just pisses me off when, yeah. You found me a long time ago. Well, that's good to know. Like you remember what number of subscribers you came along? Like, it's blow your nose time. Sorry. So good. Anyway, I think we're almost finished. I just don't want to leave you with me blowing my nose, like, as the last thing that you see, or hopefully not heard on his channel. No. It's not about the settings on my computer. Usually, before you can check out the live stream settings, usually before that, you can actually choose which microphone you want to use. But now I can't choose anymore. I have to do that like before the live stream. And I think I chose internal microphone. So, but usually my computer switches to this one. But I mean, I can try and plug it out, and then you say if you still hear me. Like, because when I plug it in now, then and you hear me again, then it was the right mic after all. Like, that would be like the perfect confusion. What the first video you saw was about me deciding that I needed to be more businessy. So I ditched the minimalist wardrobe. Oh crap, I don't know which one that was, but I have no idea. Okay, but now the sound should be back, you know? It should be back now. I reconnected it. Yeah, it's back. Okay, cool. That's good. Yeah, because sometimes it's also like on YouTube you have this option that you have this slider here, and you can slide like completely to the right, and then you're up to date with the live stream. So, and if you don't do that, then sometimes if there was a lag or something, you don't have it anymore. Yeah, but to find like the perfect capsule wardrobe is actually so hard. I mean, at the point where I'm at right now, I wanted to have like 50 pieces, like 30 pieces, but I have 50 pieces overall. And I didn't count like the hiking clothes because those are just separate and I can't use them for anything else. I refuse to walk around in hiking clothes, and I refuse to wear like my home leggings on a hike. Like, no, thank you. And so I think that like with the wardrobe thing, it should be about practical questions, you know? Like, I think if you want to have like a good capsule wardrobe, you just have to be super rational. As in, you just have to rationalize everything. You know, like when people justify their stupid actions and behaving like an asshole with over rationalizing things, you should do exactly that, but with your stupid decisions on what you own. And the most stupid thing actually about things clothes in particular, to justify like that you have them, that would be to say, well, now I have it, and if I get rid of it, I don't have it anymore, but maybe I can still make use of it. And if you compare that to like asking yourself whether or not you would buy this now, that is, in my opinion, this is like the ultimate game changer. Because if you ask that question, or also another good one is, if you ask yourself, like, would I buy this at the original price it had now? Like what it looks like now. Maybe it's a little bit worn out. And then, you know, it automatically clicks and you're like, no, it's not worth that anymore. And in my opinion, if it's not worth that anymore, it wasn't worth it in the first place. For instance, this dress, it's partially fair made, and I bought it for like 20 or 30 bucks. So it's still a little bit cheap because it's not like completely organic, or I think it's organic, but only partially fair. So I think, you know, if it was like 50 bucks, I would probably not buy it anymore because it wasn't worth that to me. But for the price that it cost, it is like a perfectly good dress, and I would buy it again. So okay. So you guys don't seem to have any more questions. Like, if you want to know anything else, now is the time to let me know, and to let me know what you think and what you are interested in. Also, you can make suggestions, as usually if you're watching this later, you can make suggestions in the comment section as to what I should talk about, like in the next live stream. But I think, let's just looking at the calendar. Oh my God. Yeah, the next live stream is probably going to be the last one. The last or before last, because next week I will not be able to do another live. Just we have to prepare for the hike. I have to pack my backpack, and yeah, I'm not sure if I can do that. Like, there's so many videos to do. I wanted to make like 4 or 5 videos for the time that I am away, but I'm not sure I can make it. But let's see if I can do that, because I will not be able to host live streams. But yeah, maybe I can upload some low quality videos in the time. I'm not really sure. Will you do more streams when you are back? It depends, because I am doing like a yoga teacher training program at the moment. That is something I can only do for 2021. After that, it will not be digital anymore. And I really need to finish that one, and I also need to finish some stuff that I'm working on, like a uni project. So yeah, it will be tight. So maybe like once a month or twice a month, I think. So yeah, I think not more than that. But yeah, probably. Let's see. I will probably do another live stream because I just like them. But I kind of need to find like my personal style, I think, in the live streams, because sometimes I just ramble about random stuff and it's not good and I don't like it, and I sometimes watch them later and I think like, what were you thinking? Like, because you lose one thought and another comes up, and maybe I should like organize it a little bit better. Okay, but anyway, I really have to end this now. I have to call someone back. I have to work a little bit. And also, my coffee is cold. My water is almost empty. And I hope I answered all the questions. So, yeah, I have a lot of things to do. So, the live stream is really just, I wanted to give something back to the community while I can't post so many videos. So I thought like just to connect with you guys and just talk to each other a little bit and have like this uncut, raw, simple content to just talk about random things for the people who really care about what I gotta say on these topics. Like, just, I wanted it to be for like the fans of the channel, like the people who really enjoy the channel and the topics, rather than to reach a lot of new people. Just, it is like a small audience thing, I guess. So yeah, because as a YouTuber, you always have like this inner circle of people that always show up for you, and I know all these people. I know you guys by your names and sometimes also profile pictures, and I know, oh yeah, that's someone who comments like on every video, every other video, and I just recognize that. And also, I'm sorry if I don't answer like every comment. Sometimes I just don't have like a good thing to say, and I don't always want to say like just thank you, appreciate it. It's just like sometimes it just feels dumb to answer every comment, but I always read them all, and I sometimes answer like 3 weeks later. Okay, yeah, thank you. Yeah, I agree. It's like a community, and essentially I think it should be about that. It should be about like having a little community, having a safe space to discuss everything, where there is no thoughts are not censored here. You can't offend me, like it's really hard to offend me. And I think it's important to me to have like this casual space where we can just talk about whatever, like the channel is so much about minimalism that sometimes I feel like I just want to do something else too. So yeah, I think, I'm not sure if you can collect questions like on Instagram before. No, I'm not sure if you can do that. But I will make a poll maybe like for the next live stream, and then yeah, people can I did a poll on which topic in general people want, and you guys said minimalism. Like I said, minimalism, decluttering, sustainability, my personal life, and I don't know what the last one was, like mental health, self-help, some stuff like that. And so everyone wanted minimalism, And so I tried to make it about minimalism, but still also more personal, I guess. So that it's not just like any other minimalism video, because, you know, those I have already and I don't need to do more of that in the live streams. And the live streams are for like truly connecting with people who watch my channel. No censorship on the deep web. Yeah. I'm not even sure about that. You know, it's hard enough to find websites on the dark web. But okay, you guys. Just so you know, I think you can still use the chat like a few minutes after the video is down. And I also think that the chat is published later. So if you want to delete some comment, do it now. Otherwise, I will end the live stream now, and I hope that my computer doesn't crash. Oh, we're over the golden time. We're 1.5 hours now. But I think it wasn't too bad, and I hope you liked the live stream. If you did, let me know. If you're watching this later, maybe you want to comment. If you want to support me, I have channel memberships starting at €1 and also have a Patreon, which will be spiced up a little bit in the future. And I want to make all my content, like my extra content, available for like the low-level Patreon membership. So don't go for the pricey ones that will be edited, because I don't need it. And yeah, so if you're interested in that kind of stuff. Okay, and so thanks for everyone who watches my videos and who likes the videos and comments. That really helps me out. It's really, 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 I really appreciate that, because, you know, I'm a small YouTuber, and I want to be like a not so small YouTuber at some point in the future. So still reading your comments like a little bit. Yeah, see you too. Thank you for saying that. Cat emoji. I love cats. I'm such a cat person. Goodbye, Xenia. Goodbye to Brazil. Yeah. And you know, if you become a channel member, you can use butt emojis. Like, maybe I can insert one. Like, I have custom emojis on this channel. Like, this will be like my last action on this live stream. I'm just gonna insert a butt emoji and then I'm out. Of course, this stops here. Come on. Here you go. Come on. This is so lame. Like, the chat is always giving my computer crap. Come on, give me that emoji. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay, here you see it. It's like a beautiful butt emoji, but now I have to end the live stream, I think. Getting a package from